This video is going to be a little tricky, so please pause, rewind, and watch carefully if needed. It would be perfect if I could just push-pull the faces that I don't want, just as I did with the other faces, but unfortunately SketchUp does not work that nicely. It won't let me push up here, it's not going to let me push up here, so we have a problem. So that's why I've created this individual view off to the side. Using the orbit tool, I want to position this view so I have a nice view like this. What I want to do is I'm going to push-pull this face up 72 millimeters, so 72 mm, and then hit enter. And what I'm going to do is I want to draw a box around this face. So what I did is I clicked in the top left hand corner, held my mouse down, and moved my mouse to the right, so I created a box. When everything is selected blue, right click and select make a group. What I want to do is I want to copy this view and paste this view, and you'll see that I have an exact copy of my face to the left. Now the problem is that this is the same exact view, and what we want to do is we want to flip this. So while this is still selected, and I can tell because it has the blue box around it, I'm going to right click on this face, come down to here where it says flip along, and I want to flip along the group's green axis. The next thing I want to do is I want to bring both of these faces together. The best way to do that is to find a common corner that will match up. So I can either use the front part of my car or I can use the back. So for this demonstration, I'm going to make sure I'm still selected on the move tool. And I'm going to come over here to this top tip and I'm going to click once, move my mouse to the right, and you can zoom in if you want to make sure that this is perfect. And I want to match it up to the other corner. When they look like they're perfectly matched up, go ahead and click. What I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom out, draw another box around everything, right click, and explode. And then what that will do is it will take apart the groups. And I want to erase this line that goes across the top, erase this line here, and looking underneath, erase this line here. Again, what we want to do is make this a group again. So I selected or drew a box around the whole view, right click, make it a group. The next thing we want to do is we are going to scale this very slightly. The way I'm going to do that with this selected, click on the scale tool. You're going to see that there's a whole bunch of these green boxes. We want to locate the box that is exactly in the middle on the side and in the middle of here. Click once and bring it off to the right and type in 1.02 and then go ahead and hit enter. It will appear as though nothing really happened to the shape, but what we did is we widen it by 0.02, and this will come in play for the next step. What I want to do now is I want to match up my top view, which is this one over here, to my side view, which is this one over here. You can erase the middle one if you are satisfied with your top view. So I triple selected everything, or what I can do is I can draw a box around only this middle one, hit delete on my keyboard. So what I want to do is I want to bring together my top view and my side view. And this will be a little tricky. I'm going to bring my top view into the side view. So I'm going to click on my top view, click on move, and I'm going to look at the bottom, and I want to move the tip here, make sure that I'm actually getting on the shape. Zoom out, and what I want to do is I want to move it to this midpoint right here on my side view. When they look like they're matched up, go ahead and click. Bring everything into the center. What we want to do is we want to explode the top view. So if it's still selected, right click, hit explode. And the last step we need to do is draw a box around everything. Make sure the top view and side view is all selected. Right click, and we want to intersect faces. So we want to intersect our side view and our top view with the model. And you should see something that appears like this. Now what we want to do using the eraser tool is we want to erase everything that we no longer want. And this will take some time and a little bit of patience. Don't get eraser happy. Okay, and I can show you right here that we are erasing the lines that we no longer need. And you will start to see what your car will look like. Please ignore the lines on the top face. Sometimes when you erase them, it will create an open to the car, and that will actually mess up the 3D machine. So again, we are only erasing what we no longer want, and you might have to orbit it around. So this way you can see the different views and make sure that you've gotten all of these tiny little overhangs. Make sure you get all the little lines. I can see we have a little bit down here. Yeah, make sure you've gotten all these tiny, tiny little lines. Okay, let's come and look at the back part of the car. If something like this occurs, you can always Control Z or Edit Undo. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a nice close look at all sections of the dragster car and make sure that I don't have anything missing. Okay. If your car looks like this, it means that you are probably safe to save this as an STL file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to either draw a box around, or I can triple select my car, making sure all faces are correct. And I can click on either Tools, Export DXF, STL. You can export the unit as millimeters. Make sure you change it as an STL file. Click on OK. And you can save it in the dragster drawings. It will have your name followed by the word dragster, possibly the word untitled.stl, and you can click on Save. If you did not have the feature under Tools, then you will click on File, Export STL. You will have this screen appear, and for you, the export unit would be in millimeters. You can keep the file format as ASC2. Click on Export, and you can keep it in the dragster drawings and click on Save. You might also want to make sure that you are periodically saving your work.